Juggernog got a ton of changes from BO6 to BO7, and it is perhaps one of the most competitive augment categories in the game. So today we're going to break down everything Juggernog in this game, and we're going to start it off with just base Juggernog with no attachments. So let me go ahead and purchase this. I'm going to throw up some footage on screen of just how many hits it took to go down without Jug, and it took 9 hits to go down. Now, of course, base Jug is going to take our base health from 150 to 250. This is pretty standard stuff, but you also, typically, I believe, get some more damage mitigation with your armor plates as well. But as you can see from the footage there, it took 9 hits in order for us to go down and, well, die, because that was the second time I tested it in that video. But let's go ahead and do so from here. Okay, it took the same 9 hits in order to break our plate, but again, we had 97 HP left because we got that extra 100 HP. We didn't go down, and that is base Juggernog. That is what it does inside of game. And that brings us to our first major augment, Probiotic. Increase your maximum health with Juggernog. Now with Probiotic, it is pretty simple. It worked exactly the same way that it did in BO6. It just takes your base health from 250 to 300, and that is Probiotic in a nutshell. One thing that is cool about Probiotic, and one thing that's cool about BO7 in general, is you can use stims in order to overheal yourself. And you can do this up to 2 times. So no matter what your base health is, you can use 2 stims and increase that by 100. So if you're using Probiotic, you can get your base health up to 400. Now, of course, you don't regen up to 400. You can only regen up to your 300. So once you use that extra 100 health, you will have to regen that back yourself with some other stims. But that is a whole topic for another video, but just something cool to keep in mind when it does come to Jug, because we do have some additional ways to increase your base health as well with Jug. And then bringing it into our first minor augment, Retaliation, deal bonus damage while your health is low. Now, this is an augment that almost nobody used in BO6, and I do think that it's going to stay that way in BO7 as well. But as you can see, we are doing 426 headshot damage. And if we go ahead and take some hits here from some zombies, let's just let them beat us up just a little bit. Get our health down a little bit. Come on, get down. And then we're still doing 426. We need to get hit more. Okay, now we're down to 99. Now we're doing 639. So as your health drops and you get below a certain threshold, honestly, I'm not going to test that threshold all that much because this augment is kind of garbage. It is nice to do some extra damage, but quite honestly, it's not really an augment worth running. Nobody ran it in BO6. Nobody's going to run it in BO7. But that is essentially the breakdown of exactly how it works. You just get bonus damage when your health gets down on the lower side, which might help you get you out of a sticky situation. But more often than not, that little bit of bonus damage is not going to affect you all that much. I mean, it's roughly about a 50% increase somewhere right along there, but it's not going to save your life in a truly bad situation. And then that brings us to our second major augment, Turtle Shell. Armor now completely absorbs damage to your back. So Turtle Shell is perhaps one of my favorite changes that they have made to the Juggernog perk. So previously in BO6, if you got hit in the back like we're about to right here, it is only going to apply to our armor plate, and you notice our base health does not change at all. But when you would get hit from the front, it would only affect your base health. It wouldn't take anything at all from the armor plates. But here in BO7, if we get hit from the front, we just get our standard damage mitigation, the same as we do with anything else in the game at all, with the added bonus that when we get hit in the back, just like this, as we're running by some zombies, it's only going to take armor plates and not affect anything else. And honestly, that makes Turtle Shell one of the best augments in the game, and is one of the best augments for Juggernog. It's one of the best things that you can run in the entire game. It is very, very powerful and can really help keep you alive in a lot of situations. And it just kind of does it in the background where you don't even notice that it's actually doing what it does. But when you're not taking that health hit, when you're not taking the health hit whenever you get hit from behind, yeah, you're taking everything to the plate and you're losing armor plates maybe just a little bit faster than before. It really doesn't change all that much, but it helps. It helps a ton. It is one of the best augments in the entire game. And if you're not running Turtle Shell or haven't tried Turtle Shell yet, you're gonna have to. It is fantastic, but it is definitely not the augment that you need to run all of the time. Like I said at the start of the video, Jug is a very powerful perk in BO7, and it's got a lot of highly competitive augments. So there are some other major augments that do come in handy in a lot of other situations as well. Now, these next two minor augments for Jug, I do just kind of want to talk about these in the menu for a moment because it's kind of difficult. I don't want to show you one certain thing in game and you think that that's how it works, because both of these are very much affected by the round that you're on, like the damage that the zombies are dealing to you versus how many armor plates that you have on. There's a lot of nuances there as to how exactly this works, but the hardened plates, the armor plates, are going to have more damage mitigation, meaning that you're going to take slightly more damage to your armor, meaning your armor plates will last a little bit less amount of time. However, your actual base health is going to go down slower. It's going to go down at a reduced number whenever you take those hits. The durable plates will increase your armor's durability, meaning your plates will last longer, but the damage mitigation for that is the same. Now, a lot of people, once you unlock the extra slot, have been running the hardened plates and durable plates together. Now, that is one thing that I do want to just do a little bit of testing here for. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hop back in game. We are on round 11, and we'll see how many hits it takes in order for us to break an armor plate. And then we're going to put on both hardened plates and durable plates and see just how many hits it takes to break an armor plate with that. Now, again, I do just want to reiterate that this isn't the most scientific test in the world, as what we're about to see is going to change whether you have a 2-plate vest, a 3-plate vest, or whatever round you're on. Now, at round 11, the zombies do get a damage increase. So from rounds 11 through round 30, the zombies actually do the same amount of damage, but it will change how many hits it takes to break these armor plates and everything, whether you get a 2-plate vest or a 3-plate vest. And we're just simply not breaking all of those down in this video. I don't really think that it's important for us to break all of that down. But let me kill off some zombies here. Let's get down to a zombie and let's see exactly what it is here. And then we're going to go put on the the durable plates and the hardened plates together and see just what we come up with. And just another thing that I do want to point out here really quickly, and I got to make sure I take all this damage to the front because I did accidentally leave the turtle shell on, but it is also going to matter whether you're getting hit by an armored zombie or a standard zombie. They do also do different damage as well. So a lot of things that we could actually break down when it comes to this, but for this video, not really going to do that. So we have a full armor plate here. We have our one zombie. Let's see how many hits it takes to lose a plate. That's 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, and then the plate breaks on the 6th hit. You can hear that sound. So we had a tiny sliver left there. So 6 hits to break an armor plate. Now, I have gone ahead and put on both minor augments. So let me go ahead, kill off some zombies, and then we'll do a little bit of testing. Okay, so now we're going to get that increased damage mitigation because of our hardened plates, and our durable plates hopefully will bring that back up to where we can take the same exact 6 hits to our armor plate, because having the hardened plates does take more hits to your armor plate, but yeah, less to your health, whatever. I think it only takes like 5 hits to break a plate, 4 or 5 hits to break a plate with just hardened plates, but we're going to go ahead and run them both. That is 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, and you see we're taking less hits. 6. But that was actually 7 hits. 7 hits to break our armor plate. So it actually, the durable plates made it to where we can take more hits while also at the same time getting that damage mitigation. But again, this is many factors will change how these two work, and that's going to be the round that you're on and the armor plates that you have. It's not always going to be 7 hits in order to break a single plate. This is a 1-plate vest at round 12 with both of these minor augments on. So just know that that is how that's going to work. But just to double check our numbers there, that's 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 7 hits, and there our plate is broken at 7 hits. So that is awesome. These two are definitely worth running together. And then our next major augment we're going to talk about is reactive armor. When an armor plate breaks nearby, normal enemies are stunned for a short time. So we'll go ahead and put that on. We'll hop into game. And just like in BO6, whenever you get hit, and we're gonna let all these guys hit us real quick, and our armor plate breaks, they are all just gonna get stunned right in front of you. And this can get you out of a bunch of sticky situations, and was one of my crutch perks in BO6 for a very long time. I love this major augment rather. I absolutely love it. It works phenomenal. It can get you out of so many sticky situations because they all just get stunned in front of you for a short time, allowing you an opportunity for escape. So definitely a very powerful and very well worth using major augment rather. I don't know why I keep wanting to say minor augment, but a very well worth using major augment. So that is 2 major augments, 3 major augments that are all very well worth using in BO7. And we haven't even talked about the last one yet, but we will here shortly. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that 4th major augment, the brand new one that just come to BO7, Iron Core, where your health is increased when all of your armor plates are broken. And I wanted to do this one before we do this last minor augment here to shake it off. The incoming damage will occasionally be significantly reduced because I think that one might take a little bit more testing, a little bit more time. But Iron Core is pretty simple fundamentally. Okay, so basically the way this works is once we lose all of our armor plates here, come on, beat off my armor plates. Beat me off, zombies. Beat me off. Beat him off, Johnny. Our base health is going to go from 250. Look at it. It's still climbing to 350 if you don't have any armor plates. So you're going to get that extra 100 HP if you don't have any armor plates with this major augment. And yes, this does stack with the stim shots, meaning you can get 450 HP. I know it's only 449 right now. That's because I took somehow 1 HP of damage somewhere along the way. But yeah, you can do the stim shots. I can do another one that'll get me to 450, but that's the highest you can go. But you can also just stack that with the stim shots, and this is fantastic. We'll talk about some great use cases for this major augment here at the end of the video. We have one more minor augment that we need to showcase, and we'll go ahead and equip our final minor augment to shake it off. Incoming damage will occasionally be significantly reduced. So let's go ahead and break this down, see how this works, and then we're going to talk about all of the different situations that you can run all of these different major and minor augments, because it is very competitive, and based on what your plans are in game might be different augments that you can use for Jug. I have found myself changing Jug augments very often here in BO7. Now for this minor augment, this one I think I am going to go ahead and test with a 3-plate vest. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade all the way to 3 armor plates here. And that is because between rounds 11 and round 30, it's all going to be the same. And I kind of want to get an idea of how this is going to work with a 3-plate vest, because this is probably going to be one of those augments that is going to be affected by what round you're on, basically how much damage the zombies are dealing, as well as your armor plate situation. And I think by the like the late teens to the mid or early 20s, everybody's got a 3-plate armor vest, and the zombies don't get a damage increase until round 31. So yeah, we'll go ahead and test this one with a 3-plate vest. But let me get some zombies killed off here, and we'll get a little bit of a better idea. Maybe if I'm lucky, we can try to get both an armored zombie and a normal zombie, but I think we'll just focus on normal zombie for the moment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get all of our plates here. We're going to get hit. Standard mitigation is going to go to 232, takes a very sliver of health. Let's let him keep hitting us here. 232, 214. All right, we're not seeing anything just yet. 232, come on, re-heal. Okay, 232 still. How often does this proc? 232, 214, 196. Okay, so it's not doing anything yet. 232, 214, 213. There we go. 195. So 159, 141, 123, 105. Come on, work again. 87, 69, 51. Okay, so we had one hit out of all of those hits. All of those hits right there. One hit took one 1 damage from us. Okay. All right, come on. Let's do it again. Let's try to count here. Let's try to count it. That's 3 hits. 4 hits. So the 4th hit. 2, 3. Okay, the 3rd hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, God. Okay, so it's cool when it works, but it doesn't seem like it procs that often. I'm gonna write off this minor augment right now. I'm very disappointed in it. If it worked like every 4th hit or every 5th hit or something like that, sure, that would be super awesome. Let me buy some armor plates really quickly, and let's just kind of test it again, and we'll just see how this works. Get our plates filled up. There we go. All right, buddy, come on down here. Come swipe me again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the 3rd hit worked that time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 9th hit worked that time. So there you go. That's a pretty good indication of how this is going to work. It's going to proc what, maybe 1 out of, I mean, I could go forever with this, get all of the data in the world. I honestly don't think it's going to matter. You can just see from just in-game testing with 1 zombie here that this minor augment really probably isn't worth running. So like I said at the beginning of the video, there are a lot of different ways you can run Jug. When it comes to your minor augments, once you've unlocked the additional slot where you can do 2 minor augments, you're going to put on hardened plates, durable plates, and we're going to take that shake it off, and you're going to set this and forget this. You're not going to touch your minor augments again. Retaliation is not worth it. I was really hoping shake it off was going to be a whole lot better than it is. It needs to proc a lot more often. It could use a little bit of a buff to make this reasonably doable. If it does get a little bit of a buff where it's like every 4th hit or something like that, it might actually be worth running, but for the time being, it definitely is not worth running. So I would stick to your hardened plates, durable plates. If you only have 1 minor augment right now, I would go with hardened plates to get that more damage mitigation. Is definitely going to keep you alive more often than the durable plates. I have a full video breakdown in BO6. This works exactly the same as it did then, and I broke that down in with all the different armor plates at the different varying levels of zombie damage and everything in BO6. So if you want to check that out, I could probably link that down in the description for you, is the way these things work. But if you only have 1 minor augment, I would go with hardened plates. If you've unlocked the extra slot, you're going to go with these 2. You're going to set it and forget it. When it comes to your major augment, Probiotic is great. I ran this a lot in BO6. You just get that extra 50 HP. A lot of times that's just 1 extra hit to down and can get you out of a lot of situations because, well, 1 extra hit to down is 1 extra hit to down. Turtle Shell got a major change. I've been running this a ton in Black Ops 7. It is actually overpowered up to a certain point, and once you get into the round 40s, it's not as effective as it would be in some of the earlier rounds. But Turtle Shell is absolutely amazing. It almost essentially just gives you a shield to your back because you're going to take no health point hits whatsoever, meaning as long as you got armor plates and you're being hit in your back, you can't die. So that's awesome. Turtle Shell is wonderful in BO7. I made a full video about that as well, just talking about Turtle Shell and how great it is. Reactive armor, the same as it was in BO6, is a great major augment. You can run this all the time. You break your armor plates, they get stunned, and as you get like higher and higher rounds and doing certain strategies, if you're doing like pile up strategies with zombies working on camos and things, reactive armor is fantastic. It's really good for high rounds as well because you're gonna be constantly losing armor plates, right? So it's gonna be constantly stunning zombies and just giving you that opportunity to get back out of a situation. So reactive armor is still a very good major augment in BO7 as it was in BO6. And then of course we got the new one, Iron Core, where your health is increased when all of your armor plates are broken. And this one is wonderful. I find myself when I'm going into boss fights, Ashes of the Damned, Astra Malorum, running Iron Core because there's a lot of times you're really low on armor plates in both of those boss fights, and that extra 100 health once you run out of those armor plates that you're always short of is actually huge in those boss fights. So if you're doing boss fight runs, Iron Core is a wonderful option. Every single one of these major augments have their place in BO7, and I think that is amazing. I don't think any other perk out there can say that all 4 of their major augments have a place in the game, but Juggernog certainly can. You have a lot of choices to make, and I find myself changing these major augments all of the time. I mean, all of the time. When I'm camo grinding a lot, most of the time I'm kind of running reactive armor because I don't want to go down. If I'm going for higher rounds, turtle shell is great, at least up into the round 40s is an awesome one to have. If I'm doing boss fights, I'm running iron core. I haven't run probiotic as much in BO7, but it does have its place. But these 3 are just more powerful than this one. But I want to know what augments you typically stick to with Juggernog. Let me know down in the comments. What's your favorite major augment first and foremost? And do you venture into any of these other minor augments? If you enjoyed this video breakdown, please make sure you drop a like. Make sure you drop in a comment down below. It helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Cohip, and I'm out.